What's up everybody, it is Dankamyouknow, and I am back with another video, and I have finally reached 500 subscribers, and as of recording this, I am at about 550. So I just wanted to say thank you for all the support, and I wanted to do something a little bit special. So what we're going to be doing today is an Omen setup video. So on our Omen users Discord group, I asked members to submit their Omen builds and their setups, and I went ahead and put them all together in a slideshow. So if you're looking for some ideas on what to do with your Omen, this should hopefully show you the possibilities of what you can do with these systems. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so we're gonna start it off with this interesting setup, which must be from a car fanatic because he's got a bunch of model cars up above, and it looks like he's playing some kind of racing game. I don't know exactly which one it is, but it's got a laptop to the left, a JBL speaker down below, and it looks like a Corsair mouse and keyboard. And his build is in a 25L, and it is a 3500 CPU. He's got 8 gigs of RAM, and he's going to be upgrading to the Corsair H60 liquid cooler very soon, which seems to be one of the most common liquid coolers for the Omens. And the next one has a Noctua CPU cooler, which is also one of the most common ones that you'll find on these Omens. And it's got an i7 CPU with a 2060 and 32 gigs of RAM. And he's also got some kind of glow-in-the-dark cable down at the bottom. I'm not sure what that's for, but he's got a very interesting headset stand over to the right. He's got an RGB charging mouse pad for, it looks like his Logitech mouse. He's also got a Logitech keyboard, and he's got a nice, I believe, 27-inch curved monitor. So overall, a very cool setup. And the next one's going to be an Omen 30L with a 3700X processor and an RTX 2060 graphics card. And the more I see RGB RAM, the more I wish my system would have came with it. I find it to be extremely cool, but unfortunately my build did not have it. And his setup's awesome because mainly I just absolutely love that keyboard. I don't know what brand or model it is, so hopefully they comment down below what it is. But I see a Nintendo Switch behind it, and he's got a very large extended mouse pad with a Logitech mouse. And hopefully that PC is not sitting on the ground. It looks like it may be on some kind of platform, but hopefully it's not on the ground where it will be a dust magnet. But overall, a very cool setup. And the next one is going to be, it looks like from a streamer. They've got their mic to the left. It appears to be a Logitech webcam up above. And they obviously must love the color purple. So overall, a very cool setup. And this is powered by a 3600 CPU, a 1660 Super graphics card, 16 gigs of RAM, and it's also got a Cooler Master 120mm fan that they added above. So a very cool setup and a very cool color scheme as well. And he's got the RGB RAM glowing blue right now, so very cool. And if you thought I was very critical about the noise level for my computer, just take a look at this build. Now this is we call it the Noctua Omen, and he's added a ton of fans, and he's added a Noctua CPU cooler. He's added one in front of the GPU, and when my GPU ramps up in temperature, I can hear the fan going, pretty loud. So he took it a step above, and he changed the fan within his RTX graphics card. And that's the only part of my system that's making noise, and he took it a step above and just replaced it. And the temperatures that he's reporting with this Omen are absolutely insane. So if you want to know what's possible with these Omens, this setup is one of the craziest and coolest. All right, so the next setup is going to be an Omen 25L with a 10700 CPU, and he added a fan on top and bottom, and it's got a K95 keyboard and joystick, and he's got a steering wheel over there, so he must like racing games. And I am also really digging the Yoda bed covers there. And he's also got a TV on a nightstand up there. And the next setup's going to be an Omen 30L, and this has got a 3600 CPU, and it's got a 1660 Super graphics card with 16 gigs of RAM, and yet another build that has RGB RAM. That's got me a little bit jealous. And yeah, he's got the purple scheme going on, and one thing I really like is the split in colors from top to bottom. And it looks like it may be wedged in like a closet or something. I could be wrong, but it looks like a very small space. But it looks like it serves its purpose very well. And it looks like he's doing some VR gaming with the headset to the right. And the next one's going to be a Omen 30L with a Ryzen 3600, a 1660 Super, 16 gigs of RAM. And this one does have a Cooler Master liquid cooler in it as well, which is another common one we're seeing added to these. And it looks like he's got a Razer mouse and keyboard, I believe. And there is the Cooler Master liquid cooler, and it looks really clean. And the way the tubes are set up, going up to the radiator, it looks awesome. And it's also got a Lean Lee 120mm fan on the top connected to the radiator and the bottom. So overall, an awesome setup that probably runs pretty cool. And the next one is going to be an Omen 25L with a 3600 processor, a 1660 Ti graphics card, which you actually don't see too often, and it's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. And I really appreciate how HP used all black cables in all the Omen builds. I think it makes them look extremely sleek. And this person that submitted it must be an artist, because they've got some drawings above that are really cool. And unfortunately they had their system powered off, so we didn't really get to see any of the lighting or anything that they may have. But they've got a large Logitech mouse pad and a cool setup. And if you're ever interested in the size comparison from a 25L to a 30L, here it is for you. The left one is the 25L with a 10400 CPU and a 2060 graphics card, and the 30L is going to have a 3700X and a RX 5700. So it's basically got my build, but in the bigger chassis that's got the, the front gate there with the fan down below. So very cool to see that. And the next setup is going to be a 30L with a 3700X. This one's got 32 gigs of RAM, a 2060 Super, and they've added a Noctua Chromax fan on the top, which is 120, and the rear, which is 92. And overall, a very clean setup. I like how the PC set up right behind the monitor, so you can still see pretty much the entire, internal of the computer. And I like the shelf to the left with the plant and the light. You can store all your things over there, because it looks like a small desk, but they are making the most of it. And they've got a cool Logitech keyboard. And this one I didn't get any information for, but this is the only Omen laptop that was submitted, and I believe it's powered by 2 laptops. And they've also got some PS4 controllers there, and I think I can see some gaming icons on their desktop. And I like the RGB keyboard, and I really like the brick wall behind them. I think it's kind of a cool, interesting place behind it. So hopefully they comment down below with what their specs are for everything. And it was cool to see an Omen laptop submission. So thank you for submitting. Very cool. And the next one is interesting because it is an older Obelisk model, but they have their PC mounted on the left side, which you don't see too often, because most people mount them on to the right of their monitor so they can see the inside. But it's got a 9700F CPU, a 1660 Ti graphics card, and it's got an M.2 SSD and a standard 500 watt power supply. So a very cool setup, and another small desk as well, but they're making the most of the space. And here is an Omen 25L with a 10700 and a 2060 Super. He's got a really large LG ultra wide, I'm guessing about 34 inches, and Razer Black Widow Elite, Razer Mamba mouse, and I believe you pronounce it Fifine mic on a boom arm, and I've heard this mic and it sounds fantastic. And a really cool desk setup. You don't see too many like this. It's got like the hutch type feel with the LED lights above. And the next setup is going to be a 25L with a 10700, 32 gigs of RAM, 2060 Super, and he's got a 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe drive, and he's also got two 2 terabyte hard drives in there. This one does have a Noctua CPU cooler, and overall a really clean setup. And this is probably my favorite setup of all, because I don't know what desk this is, and it looks like it may be from IKEA, but I don't believe so. But I really love the pattern of the desk and the light to the left and the big ultra wide monitor. He's got his Bose companion speakers, which I am a firm believer of. Those are the smaller version, but very cool. And they are also matching with my keyboard, but his has the number pad to the right, which mine doesn't, and that is the Logitech G915 with the Omen wireless mouse and the wireless charging pad. So overall, a very cool setup. I'm really into this one, and it's probably one of my favorites. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little slideshow I put together of our Omen setups that users on our Discord group submitted. I had a lot of fun doing it. I kind of did it all in one take, so it's a little bit rough, but I really enjoyed doing it and would love to do a part 2 or part 3 sometime down the road. And I just want to say thank you to all of the users in the Discord group that submitted their setups. And as far as the giveaway goes, I'm going to be giving away a Noctua 120mm Redux fan. And the way you're going to enter is just comment down below, and you have to be subscribed to me. You're just going to comment down what system that you have. It can be an HP Omen or whatever you have. It doesn't matter. And then just comment Dankamyouknow underneath it. And I'm going to randomly select a comment, probably using some kind of generator. And I think I'm going to be doing that this Sunday, depending on when I upload this video. Well, thank you guys for watching. I really enjoyed doing this, and I hope I can do it again. And if you have any questions or concerns, please comment down below. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.